Hi, welcome to the latest video in the Irish Ancestors series. In this one, I'm going to talk about Irish surnames, Gaelic Irish surnames, which are the vast majority of the surnames on the island, or were, and how they changed, how they came into the English language. I'm going to take one particular kind of change today and go through a series of examples and just show you how a single model doesn't fit them all. So let's go to the website and I'll start the process. Right, here we are again at the site. The first surname I'm going to put in is the one Harrington. Okay, Harrington. There we go. Harrington is a fine English surname, well established, very familiar, and here it is in Ireland, jammed down into the little toe down in southwest Cork, southwest Kerry, the Iveira Peninsula down there. If you look, there are almost 1,000 Harrington households. So, what is this? Is this a very fecund English settler who had hundreds and hundreds of children? No, it isn't. What it is this, and the surname dictionary explains it. Especially Montreal, O'Hyungerdal, now pronounced O'Hurdal in West Cork and South Kerry. It also stands for O'Harachton. Stands for is the operative word. What's happened here? I like to imagine some poor English speaking clerk trying to write down, faced with somebody who didn't speak any English, who only spoke Irish, Gaelic, trying to write down the surname and throwing up their hands in horror and saying, "Oh, what the hunger dog? Yeah, your name is Harrington. You're all Harringtons." And that particular process happened quite a few times. I think the same annoyed English speaking cleric seems to have appeared in different places at different times. But Harrington is one of the most prominent of them. There's also, I mean, again, just to be to point out that there's never only one model for the way an Irish surname comes into English. The surname, we look down the variants here, down at the very bottom, we should have Ungerdell and Hungerdell. Okay, and these are surnames that appear in other sources, not in Griffith, so they're not on this particular map. But it just shows that O'Hyungerdal was also anglicised very rarely, not very widespread, but as O'Hyungerdal as Hungerdell, which is a phonetic rendering of it. Okay, let's have a look at a few other surnames that might give us an idea of so that they let's see, let's try Reddington. Reddington is one of my favorites. Another fine Reddington, another fine English surname. And look at them all there. Loads of them. 100 with one D, 99 with one D, and 31 with two Ds. Reddington. Why are there so many of this English surname in what was a very deeply English speaking part of the country? The answer is that it's an anglicization. Again, if you look down at the surname dictionary, it's pretty good. It says Muel Derrig, Red Chief. It's O is grandson of. Muel means literally bald, which was a way of referring to monks because they had this peculiar tonsure that they shaved their heads in an odd way. And Derrig means red, so the red-faced monk rather than red-faced chief, I would say. Um, Again, this is not exactly transposition. The clerk threw his hands up in the air and said, "My God, Mel Derrick, there's red in there. Reddington. You're all Reddingtons." And they all became Reddingtons. And if you look at the variants in the 19th century, I mean, Mulderrick is there, but it's much smaller. It's there, and it's in one particular area around on the Mayo Sligo border. Mulderrick, Reddington is by far the most common 19th century um, version of it. Let's try have a look at a couple of others. This is quite a rare surname, Eagleton. Eagleton. Let's try Eagleton. There we go. You can see there aren't very many of them. The most common spelling in 19th century Ireland is without the A, so Eagleton. And that's where they are there. There they are in in Connemara, basically on the borders of Connemara and Kilmaine. And Mac Ulrachan. Ulra is the Irish for eagle. Somebody, some bright spark with a few smatterings of Irish. Again, the cleric at this stage, he was a veteran, and he knew a few words of Irish. He heard eagle in the word, so he said, "You're Eagletons." That's it. That's the surname. That's what you were trying to say in Irish and didn't manage. Let me correct that for you. So Eagleton is another one. Let me see. There's another one. Let me surnames. Try Dyer. Dyer. Again, you can see, first of all, that there are lots and lots of variants in the 19th century. Dever, Dyer. And that's because it comes from this Irish original, Mock Dever. Okay. So it's there's an overlap. The Dyer variant is very strongly associated with Sligo Mayo. There, I can remember myself in Castlereagh, there were lots of Dyers, who confusingly enough were the town bakers, not the town Dyers. And the bakers were the town Dyers, of course. No, I'm joking. But again, this is MacDear. Dyer is a respectable English occupational surname, somebody who carried out dyeing. And they just picked MacDear and turned it into this English surname. And almost as good as Harrington, finally, is this surname Bradley. Bradley, again, is a perfectly respectable, very common English toponymic. And here they are, all scattered, all not scattered, concentrated in Donegal and Derry. And you can see, if you look at the numbers here, Derry 389, Donegal 202 households. So lots and lots of Bradleys around there. And again, there are Bradley settlers. There are English and Scottish settlers with the surname Bradley who have settled in this area in the 16th century and the 17th century mainly, sorry. But the vast majority of these are from the surname O'Brolachon, the Irish surname O'Brolachon. Now, how did O'Brolachon get to Bradley? I mean, this is, again, like the man down in South Cork saying, "Oh my God, I can't deal with the surname or Youngerdall, you're Harringtons." I think somebody just threw up their hands in horror and said, "O'Brolachon, there can't be any name like that. You're all Bradleys." And they all became Bradleys. And again, just to emphasize that it's never quite as simple as that. If you look at Bradley O'Brolachon, Brolly, O'Brolly from Brolach. So O'Brolachon, Brolly, they're from the same Irish original, variants of each other. Again, Brolly, if you look at the same, it's that particular area of Derry, just the north, the very north of the county. So it's a very particular variant in a particular area, but the Irish original is the same. Okay, I hope I've given you a sense of just how elastic Irish surnames are. I mean, the most important part of understanding Irish surnames is understanding that they're written down by speakers of one language and they were spoken to those speakers of one language, of English, by speakers of another language, Gaelic, Irish. And so, as well as all the peculiarities of 19th and 18th century spelling, you have this complete crossed wire between the two languages. If you think you understand your Irish surname, you're only at the starting post. Okay. Food for thought, I hope. Thank you for watching.